It is interesting that we teach children that conflict is bad, but then we make them sit through history classes that are essentially just lists of battles. If you think about it, a camera captures a single moment of light that will never exist again, freezing it in a digital box forever. It is strangely fascinating that we pay gym memberships to walk on a treadmill in a straight line while staring at a wall when outside is free.
If you really think about it, the mute button is just a power move that allows you to demand immediate silence from the digital world whenever you feel like it.
It is weird that we consider it normal to have a favorite side of the bed to sleep on, even though both sides are usually identical mattresses and pillows. Technically, a whisper is just speaking without using your vocal cords to vibrate the air, allowing you to communicate secrets without alerting the entire room. It is weird that we say rush hour, even though it is the time of day when traffic moves the absolute slowest and nobody is rushing anywhere. If you really sit down and think about it, an umbrella is just a portable roof on a stick that you carry around specifically to fight the water falling from the sky. You trust that the internet connection will be invisible and instant, getting annoyed when the magic signals from space take 3 seconds to load. We spend our lives working to pay people to make food for us so that we can have the caloric energy to go back to work, to earn money to pay them again. It is weird that we say taking a shower, even though we aren't taking it anywhere. We are actually just standing inside of it while it rains on us. Technically, a fan is just a machine that throws air at you to trick your sweat into evaporating faster, cooling you down by hacking your biology. It is weird that we consider it normal to wear sunglasses, which are basically tinted windows for your face that let you stare at people without them seeing your eyes. You have probably stood in the exact spot where a dinosaur once stood millions of years ago, and you will never know because the evidence has been erased by time.
Technically, a bandage is just a temporary patch for your skin suit while it repairs itself underneath, acting like a biological construction tarp for your body.
It is strange that we consider it normal to wear a watch, which is basically a machine strapped to your wrist that tells you how much life you have used. It is weird that we trust expiration labels printed on plastic more than our own eyes and nose when food in the fridge starts to look a little bit questionable. It is interesting that we call it a building when it is finished, even though the act of building is over and it should arguably be called a built. If you think about it, a mountain is technically just a giant rock that refused to be flat like the rest of the ground and decided to reach for the sky instead. Technically, a pearl is just an oyster's biological way of dealing with an irritating piece of sand in its shell by coating it in smooth layers until it stops hurting. Your pillow is technically just a sack filled with soft material that you use to prop up your head so your neck doesn't snap while you are unconscious. If you think about it, your stomach is the only employer you will ever have that screams at you loudly when you are late feeding it or giving it what it wants. If you really think about it, a shovel is just a giant spoon that you use to move dirt from one place to another place where you want it to be. Technically, a bandage is just a temporary patch for your skin suit while it repairs itself underneath, acting like a biological construction tarp for your body. You rely on traffic lights to communicate with thousands of strangers, trusting that they all agree that red means stop and green means go. You trust that the ground will hold you up every step you take without ever checking its structural integrity, assuming the earth is solid beneath your feet.
If you really think about it, a fence is just a polite suggestion made of wood or metal that asks you nicely not to walk in a specific area of the ground.
It is strange that we say food is homemade even though practically nobody grows their own wheat or churns their own butter anymore. So it is really just home assembled.